no medical condition at all. It has been exaggerated for no reason by a visiting BJP chief minister. I face no health issues at all. I'm in excellent health. I repeat again, I've been campaigning for the last month in a very hot season, and I'm fine. Let me clarify that I have never shown acrimony to anyone in public life. And when support is required, we will judge our appropriate position. I can't understand these exaggerations. You may have noticed that he's not even standing for election.
Thank you very much for speaking with us. Your health is under intense media scrutiny. The Prime Minister said that if the BJP wins the election and forms a government, there will be a committee formed to go into or to probe your health status. What do you have to say to that?
All I have to say, which I clarified in my statement yesterday, was if the Prime Minister was so concerned about my health, even recently he said that I'm a good friend of his, all he needed was to pick up a telephone and inquire about my health. Instead of stating it loudly at a public meeting 3 times yesterday. My health is perfectly all right. As you can see, I've been campaigning for the last month all over the state. And instead of the Prime Minister just picking up a telephone and asking me about my health, he has stated it loudly at a public meeting. This means that all he's trying to do is garner votes during election time. This rumor has been spread by BJP persons in Delhi for the last 10 years. Without much effect, I add. And that's more or less what I have to say about that.
So is the deteriorating condition of your health, which I'm putting that in quotes, is that a mere rumor? Is your health, is there no health issues that you face?
I face no health issues at all. I'm in excellent health. I repeat again, I've been campaigning for the last month in a very hot season, and I'm fine.
So there are several viral videos which have come out in the social media where it's quite apparent that your hand is shaking. I don't mean to be rude by asking you this question, but as a chief minister, if the people, I guess the people of the state have the right to know whether that is a medical condition or something else.
It's no medical condition at all. It has been exaggerated for no reason by a visiting BJP chief minister.
So, you're seeking re-election for the 6th time. Do you feel you owe it to the people of the state to be in 100% physical and mental condition? And do the people have the right to know about that?
Of course they do. And I feel that I'm very well. And I hope to continue to serve the people of my state.
So the other question which has risen during this election is that has basically emanated from people who have left your party. And they say that Mr. Pandian, your confidant, and a person who has been working with you, a bureaucrat who's now out of the bureaucracy and in, but continues to serve you, that he is your gatekeeper and he takes all the decisions on your behalf.
That is ridiculous, and I've said it often before. This is an old allegation, and it holds no weight.
Mm-hmm. You have been the second longest serving chief minister. The opposition has attacked your party in the past, your government in the past, but never your persona. This is the first time that you have been attacked on a personal level regarding your health and your relationship with your close confidant. How do you see that?
I see it that they're getting more and more desperate, particularly as their popularity is waning in the country.
So it's got nothing to do with the state. It's more about national politics, you feel?
It's about the state and national politics.
So the promises that are being made by your party in this election, does it have your signature on it? Do you know the promises that are being made? Do you have veto powers at all on these decisions?
As Chief Minister, I have all powers, and we have done a great deal for the people of our state, and we want to continue doing much more.
Do you chair cabinet meetings, or do you just leave it to your colleagues to do that, sir?
I always chair cabinet meetings. There's not a single cabinet meeting that I do not chair.
So, you're in your 6th term. The party has not known anybody other than your father or you leading it. Is there a succession plan on in the party?
I've said repeatedly that the successor will be decided by the people of the state. That is the natural result of these things.
You are not grooming Mr. Pandian to take over from you?
I can't understand these exaggerations. You may have noticed that he's not even standing for elections.
That's true, but he has called you his guru and he does call himself your Shishya, and he has said that he's completely influenced by your ideals, and he has learnt from you, and he says that whatever he does is something that he tries to do what you do in life. So it naturally leads people to believe that he's modeling himself on Naveen Patnaik, and that is how he wants to make himself acceptable to the party and the people of the state. So is he your successor?
He is not my successor, and I see all of this usually as exaggerations and falsehoods.
So do you not speak to your colleagues about how you want the party run in a, God give you long life, but in a post-Naveen Patnaik scenario?
They see how the party is being run, and the party is being run for the service of the people of Odisha and will continue to do so.
So, Mr. Modi and you, I come back to what you said about him. You've had very genial relations in the past with him, so much so that even this year he spoke about his friendship with you. He used to see you as probably in the past or in the recent past as a gentle titular head of the party. But these recent remarks by the BJP and Prime Minister Modi, the BJP says it is for the well-being of the state that these attacks are being made on you because they see you as incapable of leading your party. What do you have to say about that?
As you can see, I've been in politics for the last 27 years. I was given the position of president of the party 27 years ago, and I've been running it, I think, well since then, and will continue to do so.
So your style has been completely different from that of your father. When you took over, there were similar kind of remarks that you're an isolationist, you don't mingle among the people, you refuse to change your style. You continue to be a very personal person who you don't meet with many people. Do you think that that has hurt your political career in any manner?
I mingle with people the whole time. As you can see in the past months, all I've been doing is mingling with the people of the state.
Sir, a veteran Odia journalist Ravi Das said, and I'm quoting, Pandian takes care of Naveen Patnaik like a son. But he calls this arrangement, and I quote again, extra constitutional. And he says, you may love him, but can that be a reason to put him above BJD leaders? Is what the Odia journalist vocalized, something which is spoken in the corridors, but Odia people, being gentle, non-gossipy kind, don't say it openly. But this is something that many media people say this. How do you react to this?
I find all of that to be honest, quite nonsensical.
So you don't think that BJD political leaders should take supremacy over somebody who was in the bureaucracy, who's not born in this state, though has adopted this state as his own? Don't you feel that your party colleagues who have given their blood, sweat and tears for the party should have more say in party matters as compared to Mr. Pandian?
Party members certainly have a great say. They have high positions, they're ministers, they're the people's representatives. They hold all powers that they should in a democracy.
So during elections, the chief ministers and potential chief ministers, they attract a lot of attention. Every movement is scrutinized quite a bit, and especially a chief minister who's seeking a sixth term. So when these viral videos came out and when there is only one person who's seen very close to you, if that person is a cabinet secretary, a principal secretary, it's his job, it's his duty to be close to you. But if that person is neither a politician nor a bureaucrat now, I think it's open game, isn't it, for other political parties to attack that person? Or do you feel it's unfair?
I think after resigning from his post as an officer, he has clarified that he has joined politics.
Right. So in the past, your party gave issue-based support to the BJP. Has the recent week where there's been such acrimony between you and the BJP, or rather between your party and the BJP, does that acrimony now shut doors on this issue-based politics if the NDA was to need that support?
Let me clarify that I have never shown acrimony to anyone in public life. And when support is required, we will judge our appropriate position.
Right. Are the fissures between your party and the BJP too deep now to be mended?
Let us see what the position will be in the future. That will be the judge of future events.
So we just a couple of days, just one round of polling left and a couple of days for results. How many seats do you give your party in the state elections and how many do you give in the parliamentary elections?
I see a very handsome results in the state elections. We will form a solid government again in the state, and in parliament we will have a very good majority.
And you will be chief minister for all 5 years if you win?
I certainly hope so.
Right. The Prime Minister says that on the 10th of June, the BJP will form government here. Your party says that on the 9th of June, you will take oath of office. What is the number significance in this?
I don't look at it as a number significance. I look at it as the practical position.
So the Prime Minister, you said that the Prime Minister could have just picked up the phone and called me. Did you have that kind of a relationship with Prime Minister Modi, and when did that relationship stop? For example, could you have picked up the phone and called up Prime Minister Modi?
I've done that often, and when I mentioned about picking up the telephone, after all, the Prime Minister has recently stated at public meetings that I'm a good friend of his. So wasn't it his duty, if he heard these rumors and was concerned about it, to have just picked up the telephone and asked me about them, or to announce it at a public meeting, a public political meeting, to garner votes? What do you think?
So there have been several BJP leaders who came, cabinet ministers, who've been coming and campaigning for their colleagues in the state for the central as well as state elections. What is it about Mr. Sarma that has irked your party all that much, his campaigning?
Because the people of Odisha are not used to guests who come to our state being so personally insulting and vindictive. He carried on a very unattractive election in Odisha.
So when the personal attacks were made on you, I didn't see any chief minister from the rest of the country come out in your support. There was a time when you had personal relationships with Ms. Jayalalitha, with Mr. Modi when they were chief ministers. They always spoke on in your support. You used to speak about them. But this time, when the attacks were made, there were no statements from anybody, not from the Congress, which is the third party out here, not from anybody else. Why do you think that?
I really think that we're in the midst of a national election, so people were far too busy with their own agendas to be concerned about what is happening here.
So lastly, I just want to ask you that if you come in as Chief Minister for the 6th time, what is that one thing that you feel you haven't been able to complete and you really want that to be happening?
We have been progressing on several fields, on education, on health, on agriculture, on irrigations, of controlling national calamities, programs for women, all that. We have done a great deal, and we intend to do much.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving us the time and clarifying all the questions that I asked of you.
Thank you very much.